Welcome, adventurers, to another episode of Thumbstick Adventurers. I'm your host today, Kagros.
IDK.
Juicy samples.
All right, we're on episode 30, calling it Cooperatively Losing Friends. And before we get started, just want to give a quick shout out to right now we're streaming this on Twitch. Actually, we're pretty on time today, like 8:30. I guess that's better than usual. Anyways, we
Yeah.
stream on Wednesdays 8:30 ish. Sometimes 9, sometimes 8. But yeah, if you're free Wednesday evenings, we stream live on Twitch. Otherwise, if you miss our episodes, you can catch them on our YouTube channel. So, anyways, before we get into the deep part of the game, let's just talk about what's everyone up to this week. Anything exciting? What games you guys are playing? Things like that, or any news got you guys excited?
I haven't been playing many games. Okay, I'm kind of guilty of this. You guys have your Clash of Clans. I know you guys still
Hold
play
up!
Clash of Clans.
Hold up! It's not Clash of Clans, okay? It's called
Oh,
Clash Royale.
Clash
Okay.
Royale.
Clash Royale. My bad, my bad. But I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. It's like
Oh.
their version of like auto chess, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much.
Mhm.
So they had a patch out maybe like a week or two ago. So that's been pretty fun. Pretty broken, but still pretty fun. So I'll play that like at least once a day. But other than that, I've been trying to play Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Um, and that so far it's like beyond, like it's so much better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But it hasn't really like sank its teeth in me yet. I kind of want to revisit Final Fantasy VII. Actually, I'm like itching to play that game.
You want to play the classic one, or you want to play the remake?
I have the remake, so I wanna play the remake. I've only played like, so they're broken down to I think chapters,
Mhm.
and I've only played like 2 chapters, like 3 months ago. So maybe I don't know if I should like restart again, but it was pretty fun. So like, I think it's I think the gameplay is Kingdom Hearts 2.0.
Yeah,
FYI.
Hmm.
yeah. I
Kagros.
was gonna say
Kingdom Hearts.
if they're gonna make a new Kingdom Hearts game, I definitely think they should take cues from the new FF7 battle system. Not exactly the entire thing, but there are some very good parts to it that I think would work well. For myself, mostly just mobile games. Uh,
IDK used to play the most games out of all of us.
I got caught up doing other things, and sometimes I just come home at night and I'm like, do I want to boot up my PS5 and play
Look at IDK showing off his
Ghost
PS5.
of Tsushima? Do I want to platinum Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart? And I'm just like, no, I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. So I just wind up watching YouTube. Unfortunately, it's not much on the playing front for me.
Are you done with Dragon Quest?
Dragon Quest?
Weren't you playing Dragon Quest?
Oh, yeah, Dragon Quest 8. Yeah, I beat that. Beat that a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you also beat Ratchet and Clank?
I did beat Ratchet and Clank, yes. I literally have one trophy left to get the platinum. It's just a grind.
What is your 1 minute review of the game?
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart in 1 minute. Graphically, it's absolutely beautiful. I think it really shows what the PS5 is capable of graphically and load time wise. Story wise, Insomniac has always had decent stories. Sometimes with Ratchet and Clank, they get a little off the rails and don't really answer the questions you want them to answer. Kind of happened with this game. Kind of sets itself up for a sequel. Kind of excited about that. But overall, it's a good game. I enjoyed it. Give it a PS5, pick it up. It'll be a fun time.
So, would you say that this is the best game in the series? Or is it still a Clank in Time or whatever it's called?
I still think A Crack in Time is
Crack
the
in
best.
Time.
A clank in time.
Clank. I mean, technically, Clank is really important to that, but no, I think A Crack in Time is still the best game of the series to me, personally, as someone who played 4, 5, and 6 first. If you talk to someone who played 1, 2, and 3 first, they'll probably tell you 2 or 3 is the best. I think Going Commando and Up Your Arsenal, respectively. But for me, A Crack in Time was just so good. I mean, there's a reason why I play A Crack in Time, I think, about 10 times. Like,
Jeez.
you get sucked into it, and you just keep playing it over and over because it's so much fun. Rift Apart is kind of like that. You do get sucked in a little bit, but like I'm struggling to go back and finish my second playthrough to get the platinum. That didn't happen with A Crack in Time. So, yeah.
All right. So for
What about
me,
you, Kagros?
I've been trying to finish Neo: The World Ends with You. I was trying to finish it before it got to this episode, before we started this episode, but I'm on a very frustrating boss fight. So I have a lot to say about that. You know, if you guys play, we can do a cooperative. We can do a podcast reviewing the game. But otherwise, once I finish this, I plan on releasing a comprehensive review on this. I have a lot to say about this game, given that my favorite game of all time is The World Ends with You. So, yeah. Other than that, still been playing Dead by Daylight basically every night when I'm free. And after World Ends with You, I'm gotta finish the Ace Attorney, the new Ace Attorney game, Great Ace Attorney, and Life is Strange is coming out on Friday too. So, Juicy, you said you watched some reviews about it.
Yes, I did. I did. Um, it looks very engaging. I think you'll be a big fan of the story. I think, yeah, it's Netflix in a video game. So
Okay.
I think you'll be in for a treat. One thing I did want to ask, the same question I asked to IDK about 1 minute review, but in your case, maybe not a review, but your 1 minute like final impression of Neo.
I wish I could make a one sentence review, but the problem is everything I have to say is comparing it to the original game.
Hmm.
So I think the best comparison I can make is the last is like with the Last of Us. So like in the Last of Us One and Last of Us Two, they're actually pretty different games in terms of story. So the Last of Us One is very world driven, despite what people would think. It's very world driven. Most of the thing that makes that game really good is that you get to see like this entire whole new post-apocalyptic world, and they did a really good job of basically world building this post-outbreak world, which I think is that's my favorite part of the game. Whereas The Last of Us 2, it's more character driven. It's a more character driven narrative rather than showing you this world is all basically confined to one city. And the World Ends with You is the opposite. In The World Ends with You 1, it's very character driven, very showing the bonds and the friendship between the main character and his partners. Whereas in Neo, it's world building. They're building the world. It's more Shibuya focused rather than individual bonds between characters and not. And whereas the world building worked for Last of Us One, I don't think it worked as well for Neo. So it's the opposite, and in both cases, I feel like the first game was better, even though it's reversed. I think that's my 1 minute review.
Nice. I'm looking forward to your comprehensive review. I'm sure it's gonna be at least 45 minutes
Oh
long.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Lots. And there will be It's comprehensive, so there's gonna be lots of spoilers, but I will have spoiler tags for those that are interested in playing the game. I think the gameplay is pretty unique. Not as unique as The World Ends with You, given the fact The World Ends with You one, the control scheme was basically adapted for the Nintendo DS, and it was very unique. Whereas this one, they still try to make it unique. They still try to keep the concept of like synchronizing. Co- if you like fighting games, you'll probably like the Neo World Ends the Neo gameplay because it's very combo driven, very combo driven, combo
Interesting.
and timing driven, in my opinion.
That's actually interesting. I want to add one last point to Ratchet and Clank. I realized I compared it. The thing is, with Ratchet and Clank, if I had to add one addendum, I think if they make more games, which I'm pretty sure they will, considering how well Rift Apart did, I think a more accurate comparison would be comparing it to Tools of Destruction, the first game in the Future trilogy, which I enjoyed a lot, but when compared to A Crack in Time, isn't as good. So if the trend follows that Rift Apart is the Tools of Destruction for this series of Ratchet and Clank games, then I'm really excited for the next couple. They should just get better and better. Small segue there. Going off of what Kagros said about combos for Neo, another game coming out this Friday, I'm sure our friend Sunstone is very excited for, is Tales of Arise.
Yeah.
Which had its reviews released.
Oh my god.
Its scores released today, and its scores did very well. 88.
Wait, what's wrong, Kagros? Why do you look so upset?
I was shocked as well that it scored so highly, but to be fair, I think the demo soured me too much on it because it just threw me in with the kitchen sink, and I didn't really know how to play the game. So I'm guessing if you start from the beginning of it and play it as a Tales game is apparently better than even Symphonia, which it blows my mind. Okay, I can't imagine a Tales game better than Symphonia, other than Tales of Grace's F, because I love that game. But the reviews are out. Arise is very good.
I just want to know why Kagro is so upset. Like, is there like an inside bet?
No, there's no inside bet. It's just like all my games that I have released that have all of my games have been like bare sub 80. I'm like, what the hell? And then we got Tales of Arise like 87, and then like even Life is Strange, like such a story driven game, and it's still 81 only.
80 only?
It's only 81. The reviews are really polarized, which is pretty interesting because like I'm looking through the reviews, right, and they're all like 9s, 10s, and 9s. I'm like, where the bad, like the bad reviews must be really. Hold on, let me see here. The bad reviews must be really bad.
Yeah, the thing with like Tales of Arise, I think the lowest review score was a 7 from GameSbomb, and basically their complaint was that there's a in-game store for DLC items that you can interact with. Like,
in-game store for DLC items. Oh.
Basically, there's a store where you can pay real money, cash, to purchase XP boosts, items, special armor to help you finish the game quicker, which Assassin's Creed has had for a while. But yeah, apparently it's there now, and it's been a part of Tales for a long time. It's just usually a DLC pack you can buy outside of the game. Now it's in the game, in your face. It's an option. That was like their big thing. They had to complain about it.
One more.
Yeah, if that's the only complaint to the game, to a good game, you gotta have some complaints, right?
Well, that and the battle system is a little hectic. It's hard to see what you're doing, but again, it's a combo-based system, so everything is going off at once. It's Marvel, baby, but single player.
So is there anything else you guys want to say before we get into the main part of the episode? Any other news you guys want to talk about?
I did want to give a couple predictions for the PlayStation Presents.
Right, let's do it. What do you got, IDK?
The rumor mills are spinning, boys, and we're hearing some interesting but kooky stuff coming out of the woodworks. One of them is supposedly at this presentation, PlayStation will finally announce, after they leaked it themselves, that Bluepoint will be purchased by them. Bluepoint being the studio that made that apparently amazing Dark Souls. Was it Dark Souls?
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls remake, which everyone loved. And Bluepoint is also the guys who made the Shadow of the Colossus remake a couple years ago too. That was fantastic. So one of the rumors, one of my predictions, is that they're going to announce it, and when they announce that they've bought them, they're going to have a very special game for us.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
what the game is, I don't know, but a lot of people are very excited that it could be a Metal Gear remake.
That
I
would
don't
be
know which. I don't know which one. Probably one.
has
But
to be the first one.
if they did, the internet would break. Now, to be fair, for me, I would be pretty excited for that since I never really played Metal Gear. I had Metal Gear 4. Didn't really get to touch it very much. The one that really excites me, this one I just heard the other day, and it might excite you guys as well, although I will take this with a grain of salt. There is a rumor going around that at this presentation, Sucker Punch is going to announce a new game.
Oh yeah.
In a series we all hold near and dear to our hearts.
Infamous? No. No.
A new Infamous game.
IDK, screw you. Screw you.
I predict another Infamous game. We don't know if it's going to be remakes of 1 and 2 or not. People want those.
No, do not remake them.
But, yeah, supposedly there's rumblings
No.
that they will announce an new Infamous game.
It better not be a remake. It better be a new game. No remake.
And I am very excited for that because there's a lot of ways for it to go, depending on which endings they want to use as canon.
They're going to use a good ending. You know they're going to use a good ending.
Well, one fan theory that I read that I really like is we have the good ending. Okay, it's a spoiler territory if you want to market spoilers.
Oh, yeah, hold
on.
Let me throw up the tag. Give me 1 second. Where is the tag? There
Yeah.
it is. All right, there we go.
Okay, so spoilers for Infamous 2. If you are a goody two-shoe with Cole, you die and kill all the conduits to save the world.
Yeah.
But at the end, the little last teaser bit on the boat, when Zeke is sailing out with Cole's body, lightning strikes from above and hits the boat. And that's it. So you're left to think, well, did he revive? Did the boat just sink? Like, what happened? One fan theory...
IDK, hold up. You do know that Zeke is in the Second Son, right?
That's the thing. The fan theory is that Cole is struck by the lightning, doesn't revive immediately. He's like put into comatosis. Meanwhile, we're taking the canon dark ending of Second Son where what's his name?
Desmond. No, not Desmond. Hold on.
Eve.
What's his name?
Cole.
I thought it starts with a D.
Yeah, I think it's with a D.
Isn't it Cole?
No.
Cole's Infamous 1 and 2.
Oh, Delsin.
Yeah, Second Son Delsin. They're taking the canon bad ending, and he's starting a cult of,
conduits,
and is trying to take over the world. And so you, as a new conduit, not really sure what to do. Neutral party will then have to battle against Delsin and help revive Cole or seek out Cole, the original Omega conduit.
That seems.
So you can decide which side you want to go on. Like, do you agree more with Delsin or do you agree more with Cole? So that would be really exciting to me. And it would help bring Cole back into Infamous. But, fans always dream up the most amazing stuff, and then what we're going to really get is nothing. Disappointment.
They have to use the bad end of Second Son because Delsin is definitely written more on the evil side. Like more, he's a rebel, right? He was written as a rebel. I could not see him, as a good guy. Like, I couldn't see him as a goody two shoes, basically, right? I saw him as, he's like a rebel. And
it was really hard to play through Second Son as a good guy because I played through as a bad guy. Obviously, I love those dark powers.
Yep. IDK, you just like killing people. You like killing civilians.
I like the free EXP and I like the cool powers, but playing through as a goody two shoe just didn't feel right for him at all.
Yep.
So if they want to introduce a third new protagonist and then have Delsin be evil, have Cole be good. I dig. I'd be down.
What about you, Juicy? You got any far-fetched predictions like IDK has?
I just want to respond to the far-fetched rumors that IDK is spreading. One, Metal Gear would be badass, but because it's Konami. So the thing with Bluepoint is that the games that they've worked on were Sony IPs, and I don't think Metal Gear is possible. So I'm trying to think of like another Sony IP game that's pretty old that they can remaster, because I think in terms of or not remaster, remaking, because I think they're like the AAA studio to remake any game that you can imagine. So I don't know, like what kind of Sony games are there that you would want to see remade?
Ape Escape.
Ape Escape.
I don't think they'll do that, but I would love to
I
see
don't
Ape
think so.
Escape.
Yeah.
Other people online were mentioning, if not Metal Gear and Dragon Saga or Dragoon Saga, something like that. I don't know what that is. Apparently, it's a game.
Yeah, I feel like there aren't many games that you can really think of that are Sony related. Like I could see, I don't know.
I
was
mean, to
gonna
be
say
fair,
like God of War, but that'd be kind of weird. No.
I would think if they were going to try to do a Metal Gear, they would bring Konami on board with it by offering them a lot of money, which Konami kind of needs.
Hmm.
Especially since Konami seems to be trying to get back into the video game business again after saying they weren't. I mean, there were rumors a year ago of Sony being in talks with Konami to buy the Silent Hill IP. Oh, that was another one, Silent Hill. People were saying
Yeah.
Silent Hill remake would be really cool, which it would be. But yeah, again, it's Konami IP, so let's have to
What
wait and
if-
see.
What if instead of announcing that they bought Bluepoint, that they
Bought Konami.
announced they bought Konami? Yes.
I'd be like, purge everyone from Konami. Get rid of all of them. Just keep
If
like
we-
only a skeleton staff.
If we get Metal Gear, we better have Silent Hill be made by Kojima himself, because he was supposed to make it anyways.
Ooh, that would be
But
good.
he got shafted, so that would be my dream come true, actually. I don't even want Metal Gear, I just want Kojima to remake Silent Hill. Or to make the next Silent Hill. But yeah, if you haven't played Metal Gear, actually I think it holds up still. Like, so I was in the same boat as you, IDK, where I had Metal Gear 4. Metal Gear Solid 4. And I
Yeah.
played it for like an hour. I was like, I don't know about this game. But then I got the anthology, which had Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3. And it was on, I could play it with my PS3. So I played the first one. I don't know how, miraculously, I just did. And it was a really fun game, even though it was a PS1 game. So it still holds up, and that's how I got hooked on the Metal Gear Solid series, and was able to play through 2, 3, and 4.
I have one question for you. When you're playing through, I think it's Metal Gear 1 or 2, where there's a boss that takes control of your controller, and you have to unplug and plug it into the second player slot. Do they still have that?
Yeah, so with the PS3, you can reassign your controller
Yeah.
to 1 or 2, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I already knew about that, like that trick, or not trick, but like about that boss and like
Yeah.
how you had to beat him. So yeah, you could do that on PS3.
Okay, I was curious if they kept that or not, because that was one of those things that haunted kids. Like, I couldn't beat him, I couldn't move. Oh, what's going on? It's like, yeah, it's brilliant. Put it in the second player slot. But yeah, I think those are the ones that most excite me. There's some other stuff that's been hinted at, like a Twisted Metal remake. I didn't play Twisted Metal as a kid. A lot of people are really excited for that, if it's true.
So to answer to answer Kagros, sorry, so long-winded.
Yeah.
My predictions, it's not gonna be Sony related too much. I think it's gonna be 40 minutes of Final Fantasy 16. That's it. It's just, or maybe not 40
Yeah.
minutes. Maybe like at least half the show, like 20 minutes Final Fantasy 16. Just drop it. You're gonna like watch some cutscenes. You know, like oh my gosh, explore this world. It's gonna be amazing. Final Fantasy 16 releasing 2023. I'm sorry, IDK. It's not coming out this year.
It is
Not
not coming out
this
this
year.
This year, IDK.
Not next year. 2023.
2023. And it's not coming out until I get a PS5. Okay.
To 2030.
2030. Yes.
Uh,
All right, so here's my prediction. I'm gonna run counter to both of you guys. I'm gonna say this PlayStation Presents or whatever the hell it's called, Showcase, or whatever the hell it's called, it's not gonna be exciting. Nothing,
Oh.
no big announcements. You know, it's gonna be like the PlayStation Presents at the beginning of the year. I don't think there's gonna be anything really big at this presentation. That is my prediction. I don't think you're gonna get anything exciting. So
How dare you squash my dreams like that?
IDK, you are. I'm not squashing anyone's. I'm just trying to keep a level head. I want to keep no expectations. You come in here and you throw the words new infamous game, and you act so offended when I say no big announcements. IDK, you are setting yourself up to be disappointed by having such lofty goals for this.
Hey! New infamous game. And new Ape Escape game. And new Sly Cooper game. I got the triple triad here.
IDK, do you know the meaning of the word delusional?
No, it's not in my dictionary.
All right.
You know, in the dictionary, delusional has the face of IDK. So you are delusional.
That word can't stop me because I can't read.
Ape. No wonder IDK likes Ape Escape because he's an ape.
I'm an ape, baby. I'm in hands.
All right. Well, let's get into the main topic for today. We're going to be talking about cooperative games, and you know, cooperative games have historically been the fastest way you can lose friends and break up relationships. So, I would be remiss. I think for me, so we're gonna start with like the pure co-op games, like games that are designed to be played together, and you have to work as a team to achieve a common goal. And then, if we have time, we'll discuss some of the looser fitting games. But I think a really good game to start out with, and I think almost everyone has either heard of it or played it, is Overcooked. I have played with IDK. Have I played with you, Juicy? Overcooked?
Maybe once, but we played it at the Pharaoh's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Me and IDK and the Pharaoh, we beat Overcooked 2 together, so we have definitely played together. But I think Overcooked is a really good, you know, like what is it, like a game to kind of define the genre, because it's like, okay, you sit with your friends, you yell at each other to basically cook meals. If you have never heard of Overcooked, basically you're playing as chefs, and you have to fulfill these orders, and like you have to like get ingredients, you have to cook the dish, and then you have to serve it. So and then usually the levels are like each person can only do certain kind of things in the level. Like the layout of the level is kind of limited, and like sometimes there's always bottlenecks somewhere, and there's when you play with friends, there's always a lot of yelling, always a lot of screaming, always a lot of hey, like hey guys, do this, do this.
Uh-huh. Get that bag of flour out of my face!
Cut the fish.
It's definitely
Cook
to
the
me.
rice.
It's a novelty because if you told me that like Overcooked 3 is coming out tomorrow, I'm not picking up that game just because I just already know what's up. Like I don't want to yell at my friends. Like I'm tired. Like I'd rather play some other games.
What about you, IDK? Do you like cooperative games?
Co-op games like Overcooked is fine.
I think
I think Overcooked was a lot of fun if you understand what it means to work with people. If you're one of those soloists who wants to do things solo, and suddenly you're thrown in with a team, and you're messing up everyone else, you're gonna have a bad time. But for me, because I'd watched other people play Overcooked before, and I'd watched them devolve into a rage screaming match, it was like, okay, I'm just simply gonna be an automatron and just follow orders. Someone will take lead, tell me what to do, and I'll do it. And then if I have to think for myself, I'll do what I need to do. That worked.
yeah, I think the important part when playing Overcooked is that like you gotta keep a calm head. Just because someone's yelling at you doesn't mean they're mad at you. They're just really frantic. They're stressed. They need their fish cut. God damn it! All right. They need.
Who's making the tacos? Who's making the tacos?
Oh fuck! I fell down the hole. Shit. So like when you play, I think these co-op games though they are very prone to trolling. So if you have played with certain friend like IDK, actually I think IDK when he plays these games, he's not that big of a troll. Like like he said, he'll do what he's told, right? He'll do what he's told. Sometimes he'll throw a wrench in the plans by like, okay, I'm done cooking rice. I'm gonna cut fish instead now, right? Something like that. But like I think the three of us we aren't really we may joke a lot and make outrageous, outlandish claims, but like when we play games, I don't think we really troll each other. Like I don't think I've seen you guys like play Among Us, right? And then like one of us actively just helps the killer or something like that. That's something stupid. I have seen people do that, like just outright trolling, and yeah, it's I think among the three of us we are all pretty, you know, we follow the rules of the game. But that being said, I would you guys agree that when they design these co-op games, it's meant to stress you out? The game is meant to like basically cause tension between you and your fellow teammates.
Yeah,
think
but they did it really well where the the setting is very like cute
Mm-hmm.
and like funny and like you said, like it's very open to sabotage. Um, so yeah, I think it's like the perfect type of game or perfect type of setting to have that type of game.
I think with Overcooked, definitely the element of getting stressed or frustrated with other people is cooked into the game.
Ah,
It's baked
oh,
into it. But I think co-op games in general have a level of frustration or stress involved because it is a team game at that point. I think an example off the top of my head would be something like the old arcade games like Dino Crisis, where like you can be by yourself doing just fine, and someone else joins in and starts fucking everything up. And you're like, you're not hitting the right target, stop it! And you get mad. But the game isn't really designed for that. It's just you get frustrated at someone being a bad shot or something and killing you.
IDK, I'm guessing you guys said that you gotta have a certain taste for the game.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
I love what you're cooking.
Anyway.
Another game. Sorry, I just thought of this other co-op game called crap. Like nobody, everybody talk and no one explodes or something.
It's
Do you
the
know
bomb
that
one,
game?
right? It's the bomb one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you guys think about that
I've
game?
never played it, so I can't really comment on. I've heard of it though.
I think I've seen some people play it. It's the one with like.
Oh no! I have played it. I have. Is that the one where you have to do tasks to stop the bomb?
So someone's disarming the bomb, and
Yeah.
everyone else has a paper manual. So like the
Oh,
person with the bomb that's disarming it has to describe what they're disarming, and the other people have to tell them what to or how to disarm it.
I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah,
think I have
I've
played
seen
it.
this one before.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yes.
Yes.
Cut the wires. Which wires? There's like four
Yeah.
of them. It doesn't say, just cut a wire. Oh, cut the yellow one. And then, boom. Ah!
We should play that one. I have the game on the Switch. It's actually
Oh, my goodness.
oh yeah, Morse code. Oh Jesus. I'm glad chat knows what I'm talking about in terms of the game. I'm sure I butchered the title, but you get the idea.
I think it's
But impossible to do Morse code. Oh, Jesus.
keep talking and no one explodes. Hold on.
Yeah, keep talking. Nobody explodes. Yeah.
sounds like a terrorist game to me. Well, yeah, keep talking and nobody explodes. Yeah, yeah. If Tom said we played it, then we have played it. So, like, for the co-op games, I think one big thing, going back to Overcooked, is when there's like a very clear skill difference between teammates. So I have played Overcooked with my mom, and it's very infuriating because my mom keeps messing up the buttons. She can't even do the basic buttons properly. And like
Ooh.
so what I normally do when I play with people that are teammates that are not as like they don't not as quick is that you just give them a smaller task, right? So like for her, I would just tell her just cook rice when we're making cheese, just cook the rice, and that's all you have to do. And then so she stays like in one part of the kitchen, and then I basically take care of everything else, like put the seaweed on the plate, and then cut the fish and everything, right? So, but like sometimes it's just, but it is a source of frustration though when you play with people that are kind of different skill levels, and I think that's when the trolling starts as well.
Is there a game where skill level is not involved?
I think most co-op games though you need some skill, because I think that is kind of part of it, because like it's like we have a co-op game and then like there's timing involved too, right? Like for example, like I'm gonna push this block, and then or I'm gonna pull this block, and then and then you need to get out from behind it, and then basically do something else in a period, in like some kind of period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But a co-op game that doesn't. Oh no, I can't think of one. But the thing is, it's kind of built in. Rock Band. Rock Band. So that one is you can play. A good player can play at the high difficulty, and then the noob can play at easy difficulty, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Unless you have like no limbs and no vocal cords.
I got no vocal cords.
Yeah, Rock Band is very forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you described it. It's very much on the opposite spectrum of Overcooked.
Yeah. Like you don't even think it's you don't even consider it in the same genre until like if you really like boil it down, it is actually a cooperative game. You and your teammates are working together for a common goal.
Yeah, and you get the same stars here, right? Like
yes.
Rock Band is 5 stars.
Yes.
Overcooked is 3 stars.
Yes.
The one thing with Rock Band at least is that you can play solo. Whereas Overcooked, you can play solo, but you're controlling 2 characters.
It's really hard. It's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I still miss Rock Band. I don't know why it's not on every platform. Like, imagine if you just had it on your phone. Like, yeah, even on your phone. Like, I want to play the drums on the phone. Is that too much to ask? Like, is that a game that we should make?
I mean, I did read an article I think it was like yesterday, of someone saying that it was time for Rock Band to make a comeback. Like,
it won't, man. It won't.
I don't see it coming back because the era of buying all that plastic is now over. No one wants to do that.
Yeah.
But what was it? Rock Band 4 came out a while back, and they had the whole gimmick was you could buy a special guitar that was.
That's 3.
What?
That was 3.
The one that would teach you how to play guitar for real?
That was 3. That was 3.
That was 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to reintroduce it and it failed, so I don't know. I have to take that back to the drawing board.
There is a Rock Band 4 though, but the like pro guitar was originally in Rock Band 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that I don't know, like how important are the instruments to you guys? Because I'm wondering if it were on the phone. Like imagine if the three of us played this played together on the same like song, and like you still had guitar, you know, IDK still had vocals because you know you have a mic on the phone, right? So you're gonna sing your heart out, and then I'm playing drums on my phone, but it's still like, you know, it's still touch on your phone, but you're just playing a
How am
different
I gonna play the
instrument.
guitar on this thing? How am I gonna play the
No, no,
guitar on
no.
this thing?
It's very much like you're just tapping. You're not emulating a guitar or any instruments, but you're still playing
So it's
Rock
like
Band.
what was that rhythm game? There's a rhythm.
DDR.
No. On your phone, it's like with the anime girls. That's based off of an anime.
Honey Pop 2.
No, not Honey Pop 2. Absolutely not. What was it called? Hold on, let me see.
Is that
There was a Pro ZD sketch on it a while back.
the Vocaloids?
No, it's not Vocaloids. Mobile rhythm anime girl game. Hololive? No.
I mean, that's a game about idols. I'm not sure if that has any singing or dancing in it.
So basically, it's like an idol. Like I think you're like an idol group, and there's like different circles on the screen, and you have to. School
So
Idol
tap it.
Festival. Love Life. That's what it is. Love Life.
Love Live.
Love Life. Yeah, like that one is a rhythm game for your phone, but I guess they could do something like that. So the similar control scheme, but
It's something similar, but at least like I can envision like the drums. You have like the four circles, and
mhm.
then the drum kick on the very bottom.
It's not.
I just wanna play like Enter the Sandman, or like I wanna play like The Killers, like Mr.
Mr.
Brightside. Or something.
Brightside. It's not the same.
I think.
It's not this. It won't be the same. I don't think it will be the
Yeah.
same.
I think because like originally when Guitar Hero came out, you could play that with the controller or with a guitar. And then later games just included the guitar because like it was the best way to play. I don't know. I got into Guitar Hero. I played it for the first time at my friend's place, and he had the guitar, and it was for like Wii. So you put the Wii mode in it, and then you just hooked it up and played.
Mm.
There's something about holding that thing in your hand, having it slung around your neck, actually pushing the buttons, that made it really special. I think they just went too crazy on making the peripherals really expensive. If they were dirt cheap, I think it could come back.
Actually, so let me rephrase the question then. What do you think about Persona 5 dancing? Would you be okay with playing? Would that be the same as Rock Band? Because it is a rhythm game. I'm not sure if there should be a co-op in that one too. I believe.
If it were on my phone, and we played as instruments, yes.
Okay.
I think that was a fun, like, well, I
I-
don't know.
But Persona dancing is hard as shit.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
It's hard as shit, dude. I played at E3. I'm like, oh my god. And even like the worker was like, yeah, man, this game's hard.
I heard it's pretty hard. Like, it's difficult for a rhythm game.
Dude, I played Rivers in the Desert, dude, and it destroyed me.
I think with a game like that, if you had a co-op where each person controlled a dancer, and like on your screen it showed the prompts for you and only you, but you could see the whole ensemble doing their dance moves and stuff, that would be pretty cool.
That's a great idea.
And then if someone like failed, like you see their dancer like falling over and stuff, you're like, you're fucking up, get back on rhythm. Like, oh, it's too hard. And then like they bump into you and make your game harder. You're like, ah.
That's
kinda
actually a
fun.
great idea. I like it.
The whole point of it, though, with me asking like Persona 5 dancing is, I still think it's the same as Rock Band, because like it's just really cool. Like you're having a jam session, and everyone's got the instruments, and and like.
I mean, everyone's got their own instruments, so everyone can like pick their specialty: drums, guitar, another guitar, or vocals. And everyone has their own like songs they want to sing or play. Like
Mr. Bright. I mean, come on, we all wanted to play Mr.
Mr.
Brightside.
Brightside. I always liked what What was that song?
I liked a lot of songs. "Living on a Prayer" was also one of my favorites too.
Live
And then
on a Prayer.
what is it? And then the other Killer song. What was it? Um, it's the one with Jesus in it. Shit, what was it called again?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Was it
Chat, help us out.
Jenny? Jenny was a friend of mine. No.
No.
Uh,
Let me see here. I'll just look it
Yeah,
up.
I was gonna search it up. Go ahead.
The Killers.
Jesus.
When
I was young.
Yeah, when I was young. Yeah, that's what it was.
When I was
yeah.
young.
I was like, it's when. Yeah, when I was young. Yeah.
oh, and I always loved to play Spirit in the Sky.
Yes,
And
yes, I did. too.
Kagros hated it. Hated it because it's so slow and it's so easy. But I love singing the vocals for that.
And I also like the what was it when the first song I 5-star golden or 5-star gold on the hardest difficulty was the Paramore song. That's what you get. Also one of my favorites too. Yeah.
Jagged
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna get it DMCA'd. Stop singing. It's too good.
They had a lot of songs, which I think is the appeal of bringing Rock Band back. Like, cheap, peripheral, so people can play on a guitar. Maybe don't make a huge drum set, a smaller one. I mean, mics are so cheap and easy now. You can probably have it sync with a phone for a mic. And then just have a bunch of songs. Have a ton of songs. So people have a ton of variety. Because it scratches that karaoke itch. When they buy a karaoke machine, you know?
Yep.
It would have been the perfect pandemic game. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe not. Because you
Oh.
can't invite your friends over. But if you had a family.
If you could do
Or like-
online, if you could do online play, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I really did enjoy Rock Band. I think the appeal to it is also the fact that you can play with your friends in your living room and have a jam session. I think that was the big appeal to it, and the peripherals were also a big part of it too. So,
Yeah.
But if they have a mobile version, mobile versions are always like light versions of the original game. I wouldn't mind playing that either. I think that would also be fine as long as they have a good library of songs that we can jam out to.
Yeah. I will say that Guitar Hero did try a mobile-esque version on the DS, I think. And they had a special attachment that came with the game that you hooked onto your DS so that when you're doing the guitar, you had frets, you had buttons, and then you had like a little soft thing to string on the screen. And it actually works. It actually worked pretty well. Don't think they had as Guitar Hero, so they didn't have drums or anything or vocals. But there's a way to do it with the guitar at least. If you wanted to go back to that just pure emulating guitar gameplay.
So we kind of also missed one of the big releases of this year as well. Is the It Takes Two, which is a cooperative game, and Stutzy mentioned in chat, it's made by the same guys, made by A Way Out, and and It Takes Two is shaping up to be one of the best games this year. Pretty sure it's going to win multiple awards. And this game is also a co-op game. It's an asymmetrical co-op game, and the great part about this game is the fact that you can play with a friend as long as you have a copy and you send them the friend pass, and they can play the game with you, which is amazing. At $30, it's a very amazing game. Me and Tonk played it. We still haven't finished it yet. We haven't played it in a while because we've just been playing Dead by Daylight since every time we're free. But it's a really good game, and I think it also kind of redefines co-op games. Like, it definitely was, very, very trailblazing, I would say. There's not many games like it, and I think I really, really like this game. I know IDK watched me play it a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And this one is, I don't know. Have you guys, Juicy, have you watched any gameplay on this?
Actually, no. I've tried to avoid it because one of my other friends, he wanted to play with me as well, once he got his new PC, but it never happened. So we'll see. I still want to play it.
Yeah, so like this game was definitely meant for two people, and all the puzzles are all co-op, and it's relatively. I don't think the game tries to troll you, really troll you like Overcooked does, but there are instances where like the timing has to be pretty strict between the two of you, and like if you're not in voice chat, it's gonna be really hard. All right.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I feel like there is a reason why it got such a good score.
Mm-hmm.
Like because there's a lot of variety. Like it's just a very good game. It seems like, and then on top of that, you can play it with a friend
Mm-hmm.
or with another person. So that's a huge appeal.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have that like you can share it with your friend for free deal, right? Whatever it is. Like your friend doesn't have to buy a copy,
Mm-hmm.
essentially.
So before we get into some other games, do you have you guys had any bad experience with cooperative games? Like we've called this cooperatively losing friends. Have you guys had any bad experiences with where like it threw a wrench in your friendship or anything like that?
Interesting.
uh,
Uh, no, but if you're talking about like competitive games,
No, just
definitely.
just like cooperative.
just cooperative. I
Yeah.
think a long time ago in the past, I've tried to play cooperative games with my siblings, and usually at some point or another, one of us will just get on each other's nerves because we're not doing something right, and so the whole thing will fall apart. Like I do remember my older brother setting up and going through all like the wizardry to get the LAN network to accept 4 separate computers so we could all play Diablo 2 together. And basically, my younger brother would always piss off my older brother because he would always be doing something really stupid, like aggroing more mobs. My older brother would just be like, "No, what are you doing? Stop it! We're getting surrounded." And my brother would just run into a room, like come out with a bunch of monsters. I just think it's things like that where it's like family members getting on each other's nerves, and so now like we don't play co-op together anymore because it's too annoying.
What about you,
Yeah.
Juicy?
Um, maybe not losing friends, but more about like just losing the enjoyment of playing the game.
Hmm.
Like it happened to me and my fiance in terms of Overcooked, where it's not that we didn't cooperate well, but it's more like the level was so difficult for the both of us that we just stopped playing and we
Hmm.
never finished Overcooked. Um,
I
so yeah,
I think you need me and IDK to come over to your house and help you finish the game. We got that, the thumbstick adventurer is beating Overcooked.
could be.
We got that connection, baby.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I
The
don't know.
mind.
I don't know if you want IDK inside your head. It's he's pretty kooky.
I
He's
mean,
kooky
I've
and
had
he's spooky.
we've had the same room for 3 years, so I feel like he's in my mind and hearts all the time.
It's kooky and it's spooky. All
Yeah.
together, ookie.
Yeah, so the reason why I actually wanted to talk about this was because I've recently had an incident involving a cooperative game. I'm not directly involved in it, but it looks like it did ruin a friendship. It,
Uh oh.
Ooh.
yeah,
Holy crap. What
yeah.
game was this and what happened?
So the game. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. Let me load up our chat. I want to see if Tonk is in here.
Tonk is in there. Well, I don't know anymore.
No, she's here. Tonk, do I have your permission to discuss what happened? Tonk Hawk. Tonk Hawk. Okay,
But
but all right, whatever. All right, I'll
you can
give
save it.
I'll no, I'll give some surface level details. So the game is called Pico Park. It's on
I
Steam.
heard, is it fun?
Is it fun? It's stressful. It's pretty
Huh.
Oh,
stressful.
sounds fun.
Okay.
It's pretty stressful. Tonk insisted that I play, even though I didn't want to play it. So, like I said, I'm not directly involved in it, so it's nothing. It doesn't involve me. But like, we were playing Pico Park, and we got to a stressful level. Someone reacted. I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get too detailed. Don't worry. Don't worry. Someone just reacted poorly, and then basically, but I think there was a long-standing, a lot of grief. There was a lot of
Action.
there's a lot of stuff already in the background, and it kind of just blew. And like Pico Park was the boiling point, basically.
Wow. Can you explain to me what Pico Park is?
So Pico Park is like a pixel game. Is it a pixel game? Like a pixelated game. It's on Steam. You can play with any amount of, I think, up to 8 players. Then the levels adjust based on how many players you do, or how many players there are. But it is a cooperative game. You need to. It's timed, which makes it more stressful. You need to get from the start point to the end point, and there's different obstacles in the way, and you need to, and you need to basically work together to do it. In the level that we were working on, there was someone that was basically the bottleneck, and there were 2 ways that they could have done things, 2 different ways. But we all had to rely on this person to pick one or the other. And then we were all yelling at them because the timer was clicking down. It was the last thing that needed to be done. And
Wow.
then basically this person froze up, and then at the last second chose one, and we did finish the level. We did finish the level on that try as well. But then because of the reaction of one of the other players, it did not sit well with this person. And yeah.
Wait. So it there's nothing to do with you, right?
No, 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 no.
You're just a spectator
I was a
at this
spectator.
point.
I was also yelling at them.
Oh
I'm like,
no.
I mean, everyone was yelling, right? Everyone, because we were trying to tell this person what to do, right? And then it overwhelmed this person, and then yeah. So, so yes, I've never like when I play co-op games, like I'm like, okay, it's just a game, and it's okay to get stressed because I played Overcooked with my mom, okay? I played Overcooked with my mom, okay? So I know how bad it can get, right? It's like that's like the ultimate difference in skill, right? It's the ultimate difference. Like my mom doesn't play games at all, no hand-eye coordination when it comes to video games, and like she kept messing the bunch. She kept messing like set down and then throw. So she would randomly just throw items. So yeah, so I'm pretty used to it, and and I understand that it's just a game, and we finished the level 2, so it wasn't like it's like whatever, and
It's just a game at
yeah,
the end of the day.
and then like leave your frustration inside the game, get mad at the game, don't get mad at the player, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's
Tell that to our old league teammates.
oh yeah, I mean like MOBAs
I
is
mean,
completely different, man. MOBAs
I
are
mean,
completely different.
if we're gonna talk cooperative, I mean, you gotta bring up them old school games where like straight up, you start off as a complete innocent, nice person, and after about a month or two, you're yelling and screaming at your screen because someone messed something up and it screwed you over, and you're very upset.
I play a lot of League with IDK. IDK knows how angry I can get when we're playing League, even if it's just ARAM, and how frustrated I can get with our shitty teammates that don't know how to reroll their champions because we're playing all random, all mid. They stick with a shitty champion. I'm like, oh my god. All right, yeah, we lost.
I mean, it affects you deeply. Like you get so caught up in wanting to win. The competitiveness, a competitive cooperative game, just doubles the intensity of the stress because with a cooperative game, it's like you need the other person to work out just so you can get through the story and like finish the game. When you make it a competitive game against other people and there's no completing the game, you just keep playing it over and over. Your thread of patience just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller until finally the smallest little thing sets you off, and you're yelling and screaming, and you're threatening to go to someone's house with a knife. That true story that happened. Not to me, of course.
I don't think anyone. If someone shows up at IDK's house with a knife and IDK opens the door, they're gonna turn around and just leave because it's not worth it.
Because I have a bigger knife. But no,
sorry, sir, I this is the wrong house. Sorry, sir, I got the wrong house. I rang the wrong doorbell.
I mean, this did happen in the Philippines. Dota 2 was banned for a while because a kid got so upset at a teammate, and he knew where he lived, that he took a knife to his house and killed him. Yeah, those competitive, cooperative games can really drive you up a wall, especially if you invest yourself way too deeply into it. Which is why I've stopped playing League for my own health, so I don't have a heart attack.
Remember, viewers, you guys know exactly how much IDK spent on League. So IDK stopping League is a really
painful thing.
It's a very painful thing.
I feel like that's a super low blow.
I mean, I had to accept it. It was a drug for a while. I loved playing League. I loved the environment. I loved the characters.
I'm just...
And now with what Riot has done to the game and with the community turning out the way it is, I just have to accept this, the sunken cost fallacy. I just have to accept it and be like, you know, that's how it is. I got my money's worth, hopefully.
Look, I want our longtime viewers to remember the lore, on all of the podcast hosts. I just want to make sure that they know the IDK lore. Okay, I just you know.
A foolishly foolish fool who spent his money foolishly on a foolish game foolishly. Foolishly, fool.
IDK, you're gonna need to be holding a whip if you want to be saying that.
I don't have any whips. Fresh out.
So, are there any other cooperative games that you guys really enjoyed?
Video game wise?
Yeah.
I can't really think of any. Like, it's always fun if you play those, what is it, like, Double Dragon, like, Streets of Rage type games. Even Metal Slug. Like, the most recent game I've played was Metal Slug on an arcade machine with my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And that was super fun. That's like a straight up, that's a straight up co-op game too. So,
Mm-hmm.
Those
that was really fun.
those can be pretty fun. We used to play a lot of Metal Slug back in the day. I think playing RPGs that are cooperative, like Neverwinter Nights, or I know my brother bought a PSP for me back in the day because they had an RPG that came out with it, and we played together, and we were linked together via very basic internet connection, I think. Those were pretty fun. I haven't played one of those in a long time.
What about you, Kagros?
Any other cooperative games? I don't know. I just miss like the good old days of just sitting on the couch. Back when we didn't have none of these internet fangled games. Sit on the couch and just playing games together, like on the couch. Like what is it like? I mean, just trying to think of a cooperative game that I played while on the couch.
I mean, does it count if you traded controllers when someone got tired from Donkey Kong 64?
No,
absolutely, absolutely. You can make any game a co-op game. I miss those days.
Because for real, that game was just like, oh, you cleared a level with this one character? Well, guess what? There's things you couldn't get unless you bring this other character. And so my brother would be like, okay, you play this character. So I'd get to play the level as that character. And then I'd be tired and I'd pass it to my brother so he'd play as another character. That's how we did it.
I know I played a lot of Mario Tennis on the N64, and the N64 was my first console, or like first console that connected to the TV. I had a Game Boy before, and then like I loved to play Waluigi, and Waluigi in Mario Tennis and N64 is busted as shit. Basically, like once you get to the net, he got them long arms, right? He's like, I got everything, and then my brother just standing back. He's like, okay. I don't have to do anything. Like all I have to do is serve. It's like literally playing doubles. He serves, and the first thing I do, I just run straight at the net. And I just look at my long ass arms.
I miss that game. So fun.
Speedrunners for Halo Reach and Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is I forgot that was also a co-op game as well. That is also a very 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 good
Mm.
co-op game.
Oh, I'd forgotten about Halo. Yeah, shooters. Like,
Like Call of Duty campaign also had co-op as
yeah.
well. At least the earlier ones. That was also I remember doing those as well with my brother.
Yeah. I
What's
remember.
sorry, go ahead.
I remember Halo 4 or 5. I ended up picking up an Xbox so I could play with my brother online, and also so we could do co-op campaign. That
Mm.
was actually kind of fun. You know, running through there because he's a big Halo nut, and I'm just like, I didn't even beat one. It's like whatever. It's whatever.
There's that new game that's like a Left 4 Dead. I forget what it was called.
Back for Blood. Back for
Back for
Blood.
blood.
Uh, are you guys gonna play that game?
I don't know yet. Probably not. I think Dead by Daylight kind of scratches my cooperative itch.
My issue with that game is the initial reviews from people who were playing the beta weren't too good because it looks like there's going to be some sort of card system, like a pay to win sort of system in there. How you describe
that.
it? It's like the layout is there for it. It hasn't been introduced yet, and apparently the game wasn't that much fun. So, I'm not gonna put down $60 for something that feels incomplete. You know. I mean, shoot, I'm not even gonna put down $60 for Tales of Arise. Don't wait till that's on sale.
one
That for
one thing that I would really like to see in The Last of Us, if they decide to make a third one, is co-op compatibility,
Mm.
complete cooperative compatibility. Because in Last of Us, you always have like another partner, right? And being able to, if you can control both of them, that would be really really cool as well. So that's why I really really liked It Takes Two. I think it really showed like there are a lot of games, single player games out there. I think can be turned into cooperative games, and I really hope more studios take note of It Takes Two. And like I said, It Takes Two is shaping up to be one of the best games of this year, and take notes and and hopefully we can see more co-op modes of single player games. I think that would be really really cool.
You know, with the sort of like engineering and the time it takes to make those cooperative games, do you think a setting like The Last of Us is too big of a game for a co-op? Like for a dedicated game that heavily focuses on co-op, just like It Takes Two.
You definitely need to change your level design, but I honestly don't think. I think if publishers want to do, developers want to do it, they'll figure out a way to make it efficient on their resources. So, and and I think one of the reasons why It Takes Two was very well received was because we're still in the middle of quarantine, right? So I think a lot of players are very receptive of playing with friends either online or on the couch next to each other. So I do think that it is a possibility. If someone they need someone has to take a risk first. It Takes Two gives you the blueprint, but someone has to take a risk and basically convert one of their single player games into a co-op game and see what the reception to it is. And then if developers and publishers realize there's money there, like realize there's money there, because I think cooperative games are kind of a like purely cooperative games like Overcooked, It Takes Two. I think it's a very small niche that has not been fully explored yet. I think that there's money to be made there. But
Yeah,
hey,
especially if it's like made in that sort of like budget.
yeah, yeah, like so, like Last of Us Part Three with cooperative, cooperative capability would be wonderful. So yeah, so we still
What
got
about What about Half-Life 3 co-op?
Don't even.
I'm if they make it, like, sure, why not? Like, co-op is great.
I mean, would it work? Because you technically have two main characters for the Half-Life universe now. You have Gordon Freeman, and you have what's her name,
Alex?
Alex. Yeah, you technically could. You could.
Half-Life 3 has to come out first.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Valve has to learn to count to 3.
Yes, they
Gotta
do.
send them to school.
Yes, they do.
They're never gonna have 3.
Yeah.
I want Porto 3.
So
I wonder. Oh, sorry.
no, go
I was
ahead.
just say I wonder if they would ever make a co-op game where like one player starts the game as one character, and then as they play through a level, it then decides to segue to player 2, and they play an entire level by themselves. So you sequentially go through a game with each person playing a separate character doing separate levels.
I think if a game did that, it would be a bad co-op game.
I think it's very prone to trolling.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Of course, IDK comes up with the biggest troll exploitative game. I don't know how to properly phrase it, but yes.
The exploitation.
Yes.
IDK is a mastermind of exploitation.
Or like if you had a game where you played it and you had to rely on others to finish other parts to let you continue your version of the game. Like, I'm not sure how you would do that, but it sounds interesting in my head.
I just think that they should explore more ways to do co-op in their games, which is kind of what I want to talk about in this episode as well. Other than, I think it's definitely a great way to play.
What about what about Sidekick co-op?
Sidekick co-op?
Yeah, the example that comes to my head is Super Mario Galaxy 2, 1 or 2, I think. I think they both had it. Like one player plays Mario, and another player can connect to the game and just collect stars and shoot them.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about games that have that sort of functionality?
So asymmetric then. It's asymmetric.
Yeah, one person is obviously the main character, but another character can like do side things to help them.
So I actually think that will be how the mainstream games will add co-op to their games, because that sidekick character will be optional. You don't need to control it, right? If you don't have someone playing co-op with you, then the computer will control it, which I think is probably how most games, if they end up designed to add co-op, that's how they will implement it in. Like it's
so
not,
as a helper,
yes,
not as like a gameplay element.
yes.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it'd be cool if they could add co-op, because like I'm gonna go back to Kingdom Hearts. Like, imagine you could play Donald or Goofy. I think everyone has wished that like you can do co-op in Kingdom Hearts and then you can control Donald or Goofy, right? Like it's such low hanging fruit, right? It's such low hanging fruit. Just let people play as Donald Duck, okay? Come on. I want to play as Donald Duck. I want to, I don't want to give a shit. All I want to do is cast heal and that's it, okay? Cast heal and nothing else. And just keep the main character alive.
Cast heal on myself when I'm at full health.
Yes. I don't need a computer to do that. I can do it myself.
Yeah.
Man of Medan. I have never heard of this game before. What is this game?
No, but a game that did remind me of that is, for some reason, it reminded me of the X-Men, co-op game that was like on PS2, where you get to choose your X-Men character, and then you get to like roam around this map, and then you're just fighting.
That was Marvel Alliance.
Marvel Alliance, yes.
Yeah, where you like this, they have multiple Marvel characters, and you unlock them and pick up, and like it had an kind of interesting story. Like it combined a lot of comic book storylines into like one gigantic plot. Yeah, those games were actually a lot of fun too. I'd forgotten about those.
So fun. So fun. It's like Gauntlet.
Yeah, it's like Gauntlet. We played Gauntlet a lot as kids, and that
Yeah.
was a lot of fun too. But yeah, Marvel Alliance 1, 2, and 3. 3 was not good. But 1 and 2 were buggy, very buggy. But the people got to be Spider-Man, Wolverine. I always played Colossus, so I could throw Wolverine. And I think someone always picked Captain America. I don't know why. I think it was my sister.
Yeah. So, but I think we are almost out of time here. But there is also one thing that I would also like to discuss, and it's not video games, board games, cooperative board games.
Ah.
We have all three of us have played a lot of cooperative board games. So I know that Juicy was the one that introduced me to the Mind, and I think that is also a really cool game. So basically, how the Mind works is there's a randomized deck of cards, goes from 1 to 100, and you and your teammates will get dealt random cards, and you have to play them without talking in ascending order in the proper order. And I have played the pure way to play it is that you can't. There's no way to communicate. But when I play with these gentlemen, we allow hand gestures, so we are actually playing the game the way it's meant to be played. But it's a spectacle to watch, especially IDK. Like just looking at his eyes and having him do his hand motions. It's very unsettling because you don't know exactly what he's trying to say. You look into his eyes and you're like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
As
So,
the game suggests, you need to share the same mind.
Yes.
And sharing the same mind with IDK is a disaster.
what you're saying is, I'm Ghost Rider. Look into my eye. Judge with penance.
Yeah.
No, I think for some reason like board games do cooperative very well. Or cooperation very well. Just because the goals are very straightforward compared to video games. Like the skill cap is much lower.
Mhm.
Like it's easy to play the game. Yeah, I'm all for it.
And I think the whole point of board games also is, like I said, sitting on the couch together, playing in person. It's also another element to it rather than playing in front of a screen. But we have played Hanabi before online as well. We played a lot of Hanabi during the pandemic as well through our computers, and that is also one of my favorite games, co-op games as well. But it is very susceptible to RNG Hanabi.
This is true.
Unlike the
But
Vines.
I do like Hanabi Online just because it helps organize everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more smoother
Yes.
gameplay wise versus having the cards and
It's a lot
you know-
easier online because it keeps track of all the information for you.
yeah, exactly.
Although I feel like when I played in person, I have gotten the perfect game before. Whereas online, like it's so hard to get a perfect game for some
Really?
reason.
It's a lot easier online for me. It's a lot easier. My win rate online is a lot higher than winning in person.
Yeah, maybe because I cheat. Who knows?
Yeah, like these co-op games are also susceptible to trolling, and there are high stress moments, even like in the Mind, right? When like I got 35 and you got 34. All right, but I don't know you have 34, so I'm gonna play my 35 first. Right? That's happened so many times where it's one off, or like IDK decides like me, and it was never him. Not even close.
Well, that's because in the past I sit there and I'm like, it's not me, guys. And then you guys play these huge ass numbers. I'm like, no, it was me. Why are you guys so intent on playing 35 so soon? I have a 12. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, to wrap up the show, I was thinking, like, what game would you like to have it dedicate to co-op play? Like, I don't want to throw out Persona 5, but like imagine if you had Persona 5 co-op. What does that mean? What does that look like? Does it even make sense?
I don't think a co-op version of Persona makes sense. I think
Uh,
for
Pers- Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale, I don't think co-op makes a ton of sense. It would be interesting if they could find a way to make it work. Strikers, though, with co-op,
Mm-hmm.
from what I've seen, looks like that might actually be kind of fun to have another person playing another character. Um,
I think games where you can already control every single character do not need a co-op mode. That's why like Persona, I don't think it needs a co-op mode because you can literally control everybody, and it's very frustrating if you can't, as we know from Persona 3. Um, and like games that could easily add co-op are like I gave before Kingdom Hearts, right? You can't control Donald or Goofy, but like it'd be cool if one of your friends could play as Donald or Goofy, particularly Donald, so they can always keep you healed up, right? So like I think games like that where you can't control, there are characters you can't control, I think would be great for co-op. Um, I think The Legend of Zelda
Interesting.
could use co-op, but that being said, if they had co-op, they would have to dedicate their entire game design to doing a co-op experience. They actually do have a co-op experience, the Four Swords. They've done it before. That's a full co-op game, and they had Four Swords. They have a standalone Four Swords game, but they also had a Four Swords mode in A Link to the Past. Me and my friends played that during lunch, quite often, when it was a lot of fun. So I think Zelda could do it. And they have done it in the past, but if they were to do it, then it drastically changes their game, their game design. But it definitely fits in Zelda because they've done it before, and we already know this.
I could definitely see them pulling again, Super Mario Galaxy 2 or 1, like sidekick co-op. Or one person is playing as Link, and the second person controls whatever sidekick character he has helping him. Fee, Navi, a whole entirely new character.
Navi doesn't do shit.
Hey, if you could play as a Navi lookalike and target an enemy's weakness and tell your friend playing,
listen,
attack this!
Hey,
attack this
listen,
area!
listen,
Attack here! Attack here! Like, hey, pick this up! Hey, pick this up!
It's not worth implementing Navi because it'd just be used for straight trolling. That's all it would be. IDK.
But that's what I want.
IDK. That's not worth spending money resources into.
I wanna troll you into going where you shouldn't go.
Mario can definitely do it. Platformers generally. Wait,
Mario has it though.
Doesn't Sonic have a co-op? Sonic and Tails? Was that co-op?
I'm not sure.
Think. The old Sonic games had competitive modes where you could play multiplayer, but like you had a split screen, and you were just both basically just racing through a level.
Yeah, like Sonic
together.
Adventure Battle. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle had that.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever had a mode where like you're both helping each other get through a level. You're just racing against each other.
Yeah, platformers can definitely. Platformers, I feel like, is the easiest one to do to translate into co-op mode. But it would because mainly the main thing you have to do is just your level design. You just have to change the way you do your level design, which is and It Takes Two happens to be a platformer, basically a platformer as well. So, but let's see, anything crazy that would suit co-op.
Well, I mean, we've seen co-op in RTSs before.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
StarCraft.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had it since the beginning, but StarCraft had a special captain's mode where you both work together on the same team and can control the same base. So one person did resources, the other person did armies.
Yeah, RTS is most competitive games. Team games are naturally co-op because it's a team game.
I would like to see more cooperative racers, though.
Cooperative.
Interesting.
Yeah, cooperative racing games.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I think Double Dash, Mario Kart Double Dash lets you have two people on one cart, right?
Maybe. I think so.
I thought they did. But I would like to see one person controls the acceleration and braking, and another person controls steering.
Oh no! You don't want
This-
that. You don't want
would
that.
be a lot of fun.
That is the worst.
That would be
No.
a lot of
No.
fun.
No.
Come on,
No.
IDK.
That's the worst. That is the absolute worst.
It would be
do
fun. It would be fun. Or
Dude,
maybe like you
drifting
could
would
have.
be impossible. Drifting would be impossible.
No, you have to be really coordinated. Okay, I'm gonna hard turn. Okay, I'm gonna hit the brake. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and then the other person just accelerates. No, we're gonna spin out.
IDK, if they made Mario Kart like that, friendships would be broken immediately.
No, friendships would be broken if they added a mode where one person drives and one person controls the weapons or items, and I just get the items and keep spamming them. And you're like, no, don't waste the items.
I just imagine, how you have to jump off the on-ramp to, like, fly to the next stage. I'm just...
Hit the brake.
You're
Hit the
just
brake.
gonna steer left. Steer all the way to the side.
I'm just gonna like floor the acceleration as we're getting right towards the ramp, and then hit the e-brake and stop us as we just slide off the ramp. No.
Like what I was thinking IDK was meaning when he first said it before he did his confangled idea of one person steers, one person controls the speed. I was thinking like a team racing game where like basically like you can think about it, like it's like 3-on-3 and like basically you need to get your king cart across the finish line first. So like you have one king and you have two like knights, I guess, that kind of protect them. So like the knights would like try to snipe the other king, or either snipe the other king or protect them from the other knights from on the other team. So it'd be like 3-on-3 and like like, oh shit, they're throwing a shell. All right, I'm taking the hit. And then like just get in the way of the green shell, or like a red shell's coming and then they just get in the way and take the hit, or like a blue shell's coming, then they speed up and then take the blue shell or something like that. Which I think, because I think they actually do that in real life for like the Tour de France, right? In the Tour de France, like they have one main rider and they have a team that is designed to like bike around them to make sure nothing happens to them. Which I think that would be a cool game mode for Mario Kart. I'm not sure how they would be able to implement it, to make it the most fun, because it still comes down to racing, but I still think it would be fun. Or they could just do a battle mode with it, right? Because they already have a battle mode. So then like like protect the king or protect your queen, and try to kill other people.
I mean, it sounds like fun. I just wish Nintendo would put more time into their battle modes for Mario Kart. They always seem half baked.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like in Halo where you have a driver and a shooter.
Yes.
Which was always a little annoying in multiplayer. I'm driving by somewhere, shoot him, and my brother's like not paying attention. So we're getting shot at while he's like looking somewhere else. I'm like, no, shoot! You have the mini cannon. You have the
Imagine if the
minigun.
shooter controlled the acceleration and the braking. That is what IDK is describing
Yes,
for Mario Kart.
Left trigger, acceleration and brake. Right trigger, firing the gun. The sticks are just for moving you around. And
So
moving the
basically,
gun
what we
around.
learned today is that we do not want IDK designing any racing game whatsoever.
No. Or any co-op game for that matter.
Don't let me anywhere near it, man. I'll make it so that one person controls steering with the thumbstick, another person controls acceleration with like one button, and then the other person who controls steering can control the brake with another button. Just split it.
If IDK designs a co-op game, you know that there is a very easy way to troll said game. Like the trolling is it's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, some days I feel like I really want to play co-op Monopoly, and then I realize how evil that would be.
Onto IDK.
No one likes Monopoly.
I think one of my far-fetched ideas is like RPGs. I think IDK has a similar idea, but RPGs where like you play with someone else, but like their actions affect your game. Your actions affect each other's games, basically. I think that would be really, really cool. Or like IDK say, like you play at different times, or like let's say that we both start the game together, and I only play in the mornings, you play in the evenings, and then like what you do in the evening might affect some of the story or whatever happens in the morning or something like that. I think that would be really, really cool. Just a great.
In RPG, it's kind of like Minecraft, where like you share a similar world, but like instead of it just being creation, it's like, oh, there's actually a world to explore, and depending on what your partner does, your reputation takes effect. Like, did your partner decide to kill the bartender or whatever? Well, they're not gonna like you when you go into town to get a drink. You better run for the hills, baby.
Could you imagine playing a game like this with IDK? Like IDK, like he's like, oh, and you guys are playing together, and you're like, I'm gonna go to sleep. And I say, all right, I'll stay up for a little bit. And the next morning, you start up the game, and then literally you walk out the door, and the guards start attacking you. And you're like, IDK, what did you do last night? What did you do, IDK? What did you do? Who'd you
nonsense. Nonsense. We're playing a Western, and then you go to bed, and you wake up, and it's a sci-fi. What did you do in the game world? I gave him some technology. I became a science god.
I feel like you can do that in Minecraft. There's got to be some game mode where you can do that.
Yeah, I think Minecraft is the closest to that right now, where you both can spawn into a world and make your own little cities or dungeons or whatever, and then go explore each other's place and blow it up.
Yep.
All right. Do any of you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up for the night?
I'm pretty psyched for Final Fantasy 16 or for Metal Gear Solid Remake. Infamous, I'm kind of on a boat. I think they'll make the next Spider-Man before they make the next Infamous.
That's two separate studios, though.
Yeah.
Infamous?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Infamous is Sucker Punch, who just finished Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
So they're totally open.
Wait, but Infamous and... Wait, Infamous is Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spider-Man is Insomniac.
Oh, right.
Who are just pumping out game after game. They're going kind of crazy. My only concern with Sucker Punch producing another Infamous just means that they're not working on the new Sly Cooper, which would be very sad. But, that's how it goes. It's like Insomniac will never make another Spyro the Dragon game ever again. Sad. Sad. I think cooperative games have their place. They're important because sometimes you just need a game to play with other people. Hopefully they keep making more of them. And with things like, what is it? What was the game we were talking about? The Two of Us?
It takes two.
It takes two. Like, more games like that. Like, interesting stories and with good mechanics and gameplay. I think there's a bright future for cooperative games on that front.
Yeah, I definitely hope to see more games like It Takes Two from more studios and have people make their own takes on what it means to be a cooperative game. I think that there is a niche that needs to be filled here. Getting back to the basics of playing with your friends on the couch. I think especially a lot of the younger generation doesn't really know how that feels like. Just spend I know, Juicy has a lot of memories, just crashing on the couch playing Smash with his friends after school, right? But, things like that. And I think co-op games definitely, but, also keep in mind when you're playing co-op, remember it's just a game. You can get frustrated at each other, you can yell at each other, throw controllers at each other. But at the end of the day, it's all a game. And trust me, I've played a lot. When you play with IDK, I think you kind of build up a tolerance to realize it's just a game. And IDK needs to have his fun, and let him have his fun, and let him do whatever crazy thing pops up in his head, and and everyone will be laughing. That's what you can, that's what you can count on with IDK. In the end, no matter what he does, everyone's going to be laughing. With him.
That's right, baby. We're playing Kings of Tokyo, and I can guaranteed win, and I'm still rolling the dice. Why are you still rolling the dice? Why are you still rolling the dice? I gotta roll. I want to roll. I want to roll more dice. No, you already won. Roll more dice. Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Give me what I want. had
what I want.
A surefire win locked up on the next turn. Like, he was going to win the game 100%. but he had a 20% chance to win the game on this turn. But if he did take a 20% chance, he was not going to win on the next turn, for sure. But then I'm like, IDK, I'm letting you know you got a surefire victory right here on the next turn. And he's like, give me the dice.
Nope.
Give me the dice.
Give me the dice.
I'm like, oh my god. And
Give me the
and
dice.
you know, IDK loves the dice, the god of dice, the king of games himself, the king of dice himself, throws the dice, and of course that 20% became 100%, and he won that turn because of course he did.
It's just more fun that way. Come on.
Uh,
Who likes guaranteed results? I need some action in my life.
No wonder IDK loved Hearthstone so much.
RNG, baby. RNG. When the slots roll my way, I'm happy.
All right. Well, anyways, with that, I just want to give a quick shout out to our viewers. Tonk, Stutzy, thanks for chatting with us. Then we got a new subscriber or a new follower for this episode. I didn't see who it was, and I looked
that's
it up.
what's up.
Yeah, but thank you for the follow, and hope you enjoy our future episodes. And once again, you can find us on Twitch. We stream on Wednesdays, roughly around 8:30 PST. And if you miss us, you can always just catch us on YouTube. We got all of our episodes there, and while you're there, you can fill yourself in on the lore of the three hosts. You can learn. We've got compelling backstories. Yeah, compelling backstories. Yeah, and if you don't believe me, just watch our previous all 30 episodes, and you'll find out. Anyways, until then, we'll talk to you guys next time. So good night, everyone.
Night.
All right, see ya.